They snatched my son on January the 8th. And, I've done everything. I've quit drinking all the time. I quit doing any kind of recreational substances. I kept running the roads. I quit doing all this stuff. Every now and then I get a babysitter and I go out and I'd reminisce with old friends and cohorts and associates and have a big time drinking and stuff. Chasing the girls. And it's hard to turn it off and turn it on in just a couple days babysitter, but I could. I get me. I've had decent amounts of relations in this period, but I've quit, and I don't really want to re-engage in that lifestyle. There's a lot of things I don't want to do. I don't want to associate with government employees because they're corrupt, and I'm going to tell you why. 20 years ago, I was 24, I think. I knew some people, and they had bad addictions, and they called me airhead because the girls would throw it at me, but I some of them I turned down when I was a little younger because I was over 18, they was under, and I turned them down, and that made them mad. Made them real mad. I mean, they call me airhead. They're like, try to throw it on him, and he wouldn't even take it. Because I seen one of my friends go to prison for underage indecency with underage minors. So I didn't go for that shit, right? Well, then, you know, I was the driver. I was the wheelman. I'd drive everybody all over the place. When we got to the end of the evening, I got all the liquor and beer I could drink, and there's access to girls and stuff, and the bars and stuff that I got to go to. I didn't really have to float the bill. I got to really indulge in quite a bit of libations and stuff at the bars and all this stuff. I didn't take the ecstasy. I didn't do the crank at that time. That's what it was called. And I didn't do that. But then I did run into people that did do that. And I even went so far as to drive them people to the bars, Rafters it was called. I don't know what year that was, but they was eating ecstasy and stuff, and I'd go pick them up, and they'd be all crazy and shit, and then we go back to the motel room or wherever we were and drink and have a big old time, on their dime. Because I was their ride. I went and got them. I picked them up. I drove them home. I got them home safely. I was the driver. I was the wheelman. And I even remember this one couple sitting on this futon. A futon. I can almost sketch it out. Ugly ass brunette girl with pigtails, short shorts on. I was there. It must have been the morning time or something because I remember waking up and this girl had her legs way up around her knee. I mean, her legs way up and almost her knees touching her ears kind of situation sitting on that futon. And then everybody come in and they's like, they won't give us no more, blah blah blah, and they wanted me to go get it over to Rite Aid or somewhere, go to Rite Aid and get these motherfuckers rigs. They was, they was like, well, we got this one, we can share it, use it, whatever. And I'm like, okay, I'll go get you fucking shit. I guess I had to sign for them. So that's probably on some kind of records. Well, that's the woman that took my child 2 months ago, saying that he was scared of me. My son's not scared of me. And I don't know what the conversation that she had with my son, but that fucking meth whore took my child because she seen the light, I guarantee you they're still on the fucking shit. There's all kinds of fucking social workers on this shit. Now, in counties downstate a ways, I can honestly say I've seen a lot of shit. I've seen a lot of shit. I'm not going to hash it out. I'm not going to put names on people. But you're not going to be fucking holding grudges and fucking taking my child because you're a fucking meth whore that knows how to play on the sympathy of the court and shit and get your charges expunged where you get caught with a fucking lab and shit. I'm not going to fucking just walk the fuck away. You know, I had to quit smoking my marijuana. I use marijuana to treat my stomach. My head is clearing up. My memories are clearing up. My remedial abilities are clearing up. Everything's clearing up other than my belly. It's not right for fucking druggies to be putting power over Carrie Triplett, a fucking known, to me personally, methamphetamine injector, not methamphetamine, fucking crank. It was crank back then. It wasn't fucking amphetamines even. It was crank. Bathtub grade fucking crank. The shit that fucking scars your mind for life. The shit I didn't do. I was the wheelman. I was the drinker. And fucking friends of mine that had to go through all kinds of fucking therapy to rebuild their brains after being infected. They still ain't right, God bless their souls. But I've told the SBI this 6 years ago when the fucking government employees tried to frame me for communicating threats. 9 felony counts of communicating threats to the school on a cell phone. I ain't gonna threaten nobody. I ain't going to hurt nobody. Why would I want to hurt somebody? Because I was complaining about government employees taxing us, taking all the money for their salaries, and leaving these kids neglected? That they didn't even have a seat procured for the kid that lived in their residence that paid the taxes? 5 years ago. Actually, it was 6 years ago because that's when I quit paying my property taxes until this year. I am tired of it. I told the SBI that they got to stop allowing narcs special privileges so they can go out here and cultivate young adolescents onto drugs. And they do it. They give narcs fucking special privilege to go out here and get young high school kids onto heavy drugs. And then they go out. They let people who get caught on federal land with meth labs cooperate, get that shit expunged, and turn them into intake workers for social services. Like they got a fucking brain in their head. The hell, they're probably on it now 20 years later. No. 17. 18. Let's see. 18, 17. Let's see. 18 years later. Oh, well, I've been through training. No. They found me in neglect for administering to a bruise my son had. And they're going to say my son was being abused and not even take him to the doctor. Didn't even know about the bruise until I mentioned it. This has got to stop, Carrie Triplett. I mentioned to Crawford, SBI agent, how these special privileges are being given in the judicial system to lowlifes, and then the lowlifes developing stature in the community because the lowlifes fucking cooperated with the judicial system. That is not right. That has to stop. I'm talking about taxes and shit, and you guys attack me because I don't like the compulsory attendance laws. You guys attack my son and get my son to make a statement that's not even. You guys are so sick. Well, I've already called the FBI about this. I've already called the SBI. I've already called the Boone Police. I've already called the Sheriff's Department. I've already called all my representatives, which Virginia Fox passed a law that says I can't even put a political hashtag on my comments. So where does this begin and where does it end? We got to find out and we got to stop it, Mr. People.